Hello, everyone. So first off, I'm going to be trying this IGTV situation and see how this rolls. But one of the things I wanted to share with you is this journey that I know that I'm specifically going on during this time of Mars retrograde in Aries. And it is a beautiful process, even though I am someone who's very much a cardinal energy. I have a lot of cardinal signs in my in my natal chart, so I always like to go. And summertime is that time usually when I really like to hit the ground running on new stuff, but that's not what is called for right now with spirit. It really is a deeper listening that is being asked for, because there are downloads for what is new, what brings healing and wholeness available during these next few months, that are the answer to a lot of questions on the hearts and minds of people that they may not be aware of, and that will have a greater impact on the future, 7 to 10, 15 years from now. So I'm going to read through what I wrote and where I am at the moment, and I'll make it a point to share as much as I can anyway throughout this process of me seeing what is next for my personal call as an oracle, as a light worker, as an angel incarnate, as these many things that I am, in addition to being a human being. I'll share that throughout this process so you can see what this really looks like behind the scenes when you are having to set a container and a space for what's next, and having to really sit in that receptivity consciously and purposefully to really get what you need out of everything. Anywho, so what's been on my heart and mind recently is, what specific area do I want to start taking a more prominent role in? Where do I want to scale up? How do I want to refine and define more of who I am and how I show up, and how I am not only perceived, but also how folks interface with me and the work that I bring in my response to life. And so what I came to first and foremost was there are two components that I consider to be absolutely necessary to shifting spiritual theory into embodied living. They are, in order of importance in my opinion, first, developing a personal and direct relationship with God. And two, using metaphysical knowledge and techniques. Those two things. To take something from being theory to actually embodied living, which is something that can be applied in multiple contexts, right? So it's simple, but not easy. The impact is astounding, though, if you can allow yourself to put God first and engage the power of your soul. So when we talk about healing and wholeness and making a better world, better society, whether this is on a personal level or on a societal level, go to the root or the roots, because there's usually not just one thing. There's usually a few, but it really will come down to just a few things. But go to the root. Ask, what is the root of what is occurring? The trauma and the triggers, they're the symptom. In other words, they're the alert system. letting you know something is off. But what it really is doing is pointing to where the fracturing has occurred on a core level of whether it's the psyche, or if it's an individual, the consciousness, or in the structure for bigger systems related to society and such. But just as you would look to childhood experiences for the root forms of your interactions in adult life, you would look at the root causes for hot button social issues such as immigration, incarceration, violence against women, violence against minorities, etc. The microcosm does mirror the macrocosm. When you deal with and heal, not manage, if you've done work with me, you know I've said this. My intention when I work with you is, in particular with energy work, my intention and my drive and my goal is to bring healing and to help you get to a place of healing and wholeness versus letting the goal be management of whatever the dysfunction is. But when you deal with and heal the root, the rest of the system must change because the core function has been returned to a state of wholeness. And as I like to say, coherence from its previous fracturing. Function follows form. Form is the root, or in the mind, the consciousness orientation. Either scale is difficult to navigate in this work, whether you're dealing with the personal or societal. And it requires care, it requires patience, and radical honesty, all of which can be had within a container of divine neutrality and divine love. Only you can determine which or both is appropriate for you to work on at any given time. And so by this I mean, whether you're going to work on the personal, the societal, or if you're going to try to do both. But that's for you to determine. And I would suggest personally, just from my perspective, that if you are drawn to me, you are really being asked and guided to focus on the smaller scale, focus on yourself first. Maybe not though. You will know based on what I listed as the first priority on the list that I gave, the personal and direct relationship that you have with God. So let that personal and direct relationship lead you through all your dealings and, watch the magic unfold of life. One thing I do want to say with this too is that the angelic realm is ready and available to support you and all of us in this greater work of divine love. And they are not of the material realm. Therefore, they do not run out of energy. So please don't engage with angels as if they are humans. They are timeless. With that being said, there's no debt to them that has to be paid. And you don't have to earn their assistance. It's given freely in divine love. So that's where I am so far. It was a download, yes. I hope that blesses your life, and I will continue to navigate and explore this space and to see what is there for me to birth. But one thing I am especially clear about is I'm going to continue going higher. I'm going to continue choosing the highest path and the lightest path. And I invite you to join me. All right? Love you.